Hey guys, in today's video I would like to share a few thoughts with you about reincarnation, about what it is, how it works, what you should know about it, and just breaking it all down into simple terms. Reincarnation, or the transmigration of the soul. It is an essential spiritual doctrine of our life on earth, yet it still doesn't get the attention it should. It is not taught to people. We are not being informed properly, or more likely at all, whereas it is a basic and important aspect of life. Not to mention, it can give a lot of answers, as well as knowing it and living by it could make our lives better and easier to understand. Have you ever felt like when meeting a total stranger that you have known them for ages, though this is the first time you ever meet them? Or has it ever happened to you that you visited far and unknown lands and places and you felt like you had been there before? Well, it's because you indeed have met those people, or rather souls, before already, and you have been to those places in other lives actually. Even the ones who don't really believe in such things can clearly see there is too much evidence that proves the existence of reincarnational cycles. Just think about it. There are people who are terrified of water, yet they never had any negative or traumatic experience with water. But they still have like a phobia towards it. So they must have had some traumatic experience with water. They might have drowned in a previous life. Also, there are people who know certain things without ever learning or reading about them or experiencing them before. I'm sure you guys have also met a person who was too wise, too mature for their age, or the opposite type. All these things are experiences, knowledge, wisdom, or trauma of past lives, which we all collect and store in the storage of our soul called mini akasha. In astrology, you can also find a lot of indicators showing us the quality and experience of past lives. For example, your moon sign is such an indicator. It can tell a lot about your previous life. Or just look at nature. Nothing disappears without a trace. Everything just transforms into something else. Nothing vanishes. Nothing can be eliminated. There is not one thing in the world that stops existing. Every single thing in the world is a part of this eternal cycle, constantly transforming. And why would our being, our soul, be any different? When water evaporates, it doesn't disappear. It transforms into steam or air or clouds. Then it rains down again. A leaf falls from the tree, it decomposes in the ground. A plant grows from it, an animal eats it, digests it, and when it leaves its system, it will fertilize the soil so something can grow from it again, and so on. You couldn't say one single thing that disappears in creation. Not one. It's so logical, isn't it? And I haven't even mentioned yet that how many different religions discuss this topic. And not only Hinduism and Buddhism, but even in the Bible we can find references to reincarnation, which they accidentally left in there. The Bible has been edited and manipulated plenty of times to serve the interest of certain people. There were even more teachings on this subject in the Bible, but they took those out, of course. It wasn't the interest of those religious leaders to inform the people about this so they can keep them under control and manipulated. But I won't get into this whole thing now, we are getting off topic. The universe and the creator are not mean and are never ever unfair, even if it seems so or we feel or think so at the moment. For example, if somebody was born with a sickness or dies at a very early age, a lot of people wonder, what did these innocent kids do to have such a disaster inflicted upon them? What did they do to deserve such punishment, such suffering? These are innocent children who have never done anything wrong. They never even had the time or the chance to do so. Well, as I said, the universe is fair, obviously, it would never punish innocent people. So these could be only explained with past life deeds, actions, cause and effect. What's more, sometimes it is the soul itself that chooses and takes on extra difficulties, challenges, problems to deal with because they have already experienced what it's like to be handsome, good looking, successful, healthy, rich, and this time around they would like to experience something different. Something different that would serve their spiritual evolution on the way to perfection. But of course, in a lot of cases, these things are the result of past life actions. Because the soul keeps reincarnating until it learns all the lessons, overcomes all the obstacles, until it rises above its physical limitations and material thinking, until it experiences everything it needs in order to get higher up on the cosmic ladder. And let's be honest, one human life would really not be enough to do all that, to experience all this and bring out all the potential residing in our soul. Imagine how different the world would be if, let's say, people wouldn't be terrified of death anymore, knowing it's not the end. How much braver, more easygoing, lighter, or happier they would be. How different they would act. They wouldn't want to harm others, knowing that you might get away with it in this life, but in the next one, you will definitely have to face the consequences of your deeds. Right? People wouldn't tread on others just to make a profit, because they would know that we do not own anything in the physical world. They are just temporarily loaned to us. All the possessions and resources are just means that should be used for our evolution and improvement. How differently we would think of death and mourning our loved ones, knowing that we have met many times before in past lives, and we will meet again in other ones. And I could keep going on about its advantages. We should all learn about it as kids, so we could grow up with such a mindset. Try to live your life knowing this. Strive for long-term spiritual goals. Evolve. Reach spiritual heights. Open up your hearts and beings without any fear. See beyond the physical. Treat each other in a way that you cannot know who that person was to you in a past life, and you cannot know who that person will be to you in the next one. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a comment or subscribe. Thank you. Take care.